render no offense to our G for today.
Ay, nasaan?
Yeah, because he said that I only know two schools and well.
Walang ganun nung kami sinabihan, no? Nung kami yung audience, walang ganun.
Ladies and gentlemen, slide please. Basic Speech Project number 10 is a challenge for me. It comes as a challenge because although I can speak in good English and my skills as an English teacher can prove that I have the credentials to really speak well in front of everyone, it comes as a challenge because it is a graduation speech. And graduation speeches usually are delivered by valedictorians. I don't consider myself as smart as them, but I can say that I'm very good. So when I was thinking of writing this speech, it was a very big problem. I didn't know how to inspire people. I don't know what words to say, because for me, I think my life has not been that inspiring. So I was thinking of what to say today, and I had to go back to my roots. I had to recall my journey as a Toastmaster member, delivering each basic speech that I did. And with this in mind, hopefully I can inspire you in what I am saying today. Because we're having some technical problem. To deliver a graduation speech, you have to inspire people. And I have with me today 3 things that I hope you would bring home and for you to be inspired with those 3 things. The first one is from my school in high school and Ateneo. In high school in grade school, which is in Ateneo. And this comes from the patron saint, Saint Ignatius of Loyola. He said that if you are going to live, your actions should speak louder than your words. Of course, it's a very common saying that a lot of people say, but what I liked about what he said was he put it in action. Saint Ignatius of Loyola started as a soldier. He came from a rich family and he joined the war. Of course, if you're a part of the noble men, you have to protect and serve your country. He was very arrogant. He did gamble. He played with girls. He spent a lot of his money. But then, when he was injured in the war, which rendered him partially crippled, that's when he started to read the Bible. He found out that there was more to life than money, women, and popularity. So the first thing that we should know, or that we should think about, is we can give something that we have. I know that I am less tenured than most people here in the audience, but yet what I can do is I can give you what I have. My grandmother said before that before you help other people, you should help yourself. As a teacher, when I teach my students, I try to really share to them what I know. And before that, of course, what I do is I try to learn by myself what I need to teach them. Sometimes through experience, sometimes through textbooks, and sometimes through mistakes. In life, when we go through each experience, there will be times when your mistakes will really hit you hard. And when they do, you have to try to survive, and you have to try to make the best out of what you have. this morning I read a book, Chicken Soup for Teacher Soul, and in that book I read one story from Karen Gill. She said that her mother was the one who inspired her to become a teacher. Her mother told her that each day you should learn more things, like you're going to live forever. You have to learn for you to grow, for you to share what you have. Because if you do not have something, how can you give it to other people? So the first thing is to give what you have. And the next one that I'd like to share with you is this line, which is for us not to seek popularity. If you're graduating as valedictorian, you would be very famous because you would be inspiring people. People will know that you have the best grades in the whole group. And yet, when you think about it, he's not the only one graduating. We have to think of the others who are less popular or have not been able to achieve what the best student in their batch has. So when you think about it, the popularity isn't really something to think about. There's this one Jesuit priest who was sent to Cambodia back in 1996, and he was serving there as a volunteer to help the people who were working in the mines and who were affected by the Civil War. His name is Father Richard Bernardo, and he was inside his classroom with the crippled students that he had. He was teaching them English and social studies when one student brought into the class a live grenade and threw it inside the crowded room. Now, what did he do? Basically, he tried to tell everyone, get out of the room, and he was thinking of the crippled students that he had, those who were in wheelchairs, those who did not have time to really escape. So what he did was he picked up the grenade and tried to use his body to cover all the shatters and the shrapnels. So when he did, and when the grenade exploded, he died in front of everyone else. He went there as a volunteer, as a priest. He wanted to help people. He was not popular, he was not a celebrity, and yet he had to give the only thing that he really had, which was life. And that life, which he already offered to God or returned to God, made a big difference, not only for the Cambodians who were saved in the classroom, but also for those Filipinos, the priests who were inspired to go out of the country and serve God. The third one is when we do something or when we receive something, we should pay it forward. Okay. Pay it forward. In this movie, there was a boy who was doing little things to a lot of people. And when he did a good thing to an older man, the older man wanted to give something back to him. So instead of him receiving the reward or an exchange, what he wanted to do was he wanted the man to help two more other people. In that effect, when you pay it forward, instead of paying it back, the love spreads. The love spreads. So what have you done? Have you tried to pay it forward? Have you tried to not seek popularity? Have you given what you have? Are you trying your best to move on, move forward in your life? This graduation speech that I have, it's very overwhelming for me because I've never had a graduation where I had to speak in front of an audience as the valedictorian. I never dreamt of being a valedictorian. I never dreamt of really facing a crowd and delivering a speech because I hated speaking in front of everyone. Whenever people say my credentials, like I studied here and I lived here and this is what I have, I always try to hide myself in a corner. I always try to shrink so that when people look at me, they will see beyond me. I hope that my experience here in Toastmasters International can be beyond words. For me, this is something that I love. This is something that I think I will still do and will do as an officer. And hopefully, when I mentor my fellow Toastmasters club members, I hope I can pay it forward to them. Good afternoon and have a pleasant day.
Thank you very much. And we will